Hello everybody, it's Laura. Hope you're doing well today. I am. Everything's going good here. So today we're going to try something totally different. I saw a video by Olga Solby, and we're going to do a planet on this canvas. So she did a 12 by 12. I'm going to do, what do I have here? 8 by 8. Just to get started. Now what she uses is like a cake form to give you the circle. I don't have one, so I'm going to use this plastic Tupperware sort of like bowl, and I'm going to put that on there. You'll see when we get to it. So it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. So what we want to do is we kind of want to get this centered. And all I'm going to do is hold that in, ooh, it wants to slide. Hold that in place and kind of just draw a rough circle so that I know where I want to place my paint. Okay, how far the colored paint needs to go, just to have a vague idea. So this canvas has nothing on it. Now I will tell you, actually I'm going to show you my boo-boo. I tried this last night, okay, on a 12 by 12. This is what happened, all right? It's going to be beautiful, but the paint, I put down a base on the canvas, and then I put the colored paint on, and there was just too much paint. So that's why I'm getting rid of the base altogether. But what I'm going to do later is I'm going to put the dish on here. Well, I'll show you what I used. I used a just a to-go container. That was my circle for this, because this is a 12 by 12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that back on here, because we're going to have to do this regardless, is touch up around the edges and just cover over this. So this one's going to require some work, and I'm going to stick with it because I really love it. But I may do this darker background color again, just because this was so thin and so much paint that it spread. So major boo-boo, but it's going to need some work. So what I am doing, I use my Dutch pour recipe on that, and that's thinner. I'm not doing that today because I saw someone else do it with the balloon paints. So to avoid that spreading like it did, I'm going to use my thicker balloon paints, and I don't think they're going to go anywhere. So I'm just going to start laying these down with no pillow, no base at all. Okay, so we're going to kind of do a few areas. This is all about trial and error. I was actually petrified to try that last night because I thought, this is not going to work. And it didn't. Live and learn. That's what we do. So I want quite a bit of this blue. So you could see I'm just kind of going where the line tells me I need to go. So that's enough of that. This was Amsterdam Prussian Blue. Now I'm going to come in. I don't know how I keep getting all dirty here. Now we're going to come in with Blue Bayou. And what we're going to do is we're going to swipe this a little bit, but with no cell activator, just basically pushing it around. And I probably will come back in right at the very end of layering the paints and maybe just go a little further out to the edge. You know, make sure that I'm all the way out to the edge. Okay. Now, let's see, what do I want to use next? We're going to use this metallic purple. I like the colors on the last one. So now I'm going to try and get where I didn't get paint before, so that this doesn't get too heavy. And when we do our swipe, it's going to move too. So that'll be all right. Okay. Now we're going to do Lagoon. Oh, this separated. Hold on, I have to stir a minute. Maybe just a little bit longer than I usually have to stir. Not sure why that separated. Okay. You know me and my teal. I gotta have some. Okay. I'm getting rid of one paint because I realize I have too many. Now I'm going to do this Nebula Star. I love this one. So we're going to have ourselves some glimmer and shimmer. Okay. Just a little bit, little bit. Quinacridone Magenta. Now, I don't want a lot of this, just a little bit so that we get the color, but it doesn't take over. Just a zoop, 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 zoop. One more zoop. Okay, that's it. I have to restrain myself. And just a little bit of gold. Just a little bit. Good. So I think that we have our circle covered pretty well. What's going to happen is when we swipe, it's going to spread out a little bit, so that'll get those few little spots that that aren't all the way to the pencil mark or pen mark. I'm just closing up my containers here really quickly so they don't dry out. So we're going to take a swiping tool right here, and we're just going to I want to put a little bit of movement in it. All right, oh, we got a little bit of pencil mark up here. Let's take care of that. There. All right, now that's going to be pretty. Pretty, pretty. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our bowl. Now again, if you had some sort of ring, any type of ring, so you kind of want to get it centered. And I'm just going to push it down because we want to protect that circle under there. Now we are going to add outer colors to be dark. First, I want to scrape off the majority of the paint around it. Okay. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Because that's all going to be covered with a darker color. All right. Now, I want to start with black. So now here is where I'm using my Dutch pour recipe, which is 80%, I'm sorry, 80 milliliters American FLOETROL, 40 milliliters paint, and 30 milliliters water. This is thinner. Okay. So I'm just going to squirt this around up close so that when we come to do our touching up later, hopefully we have more, this black kind of stays put and we can just touch up with a brush with paint on it, black paint on it. Now I'm going to add a little bit of purple because I'm trying to create a sky back here. So we want it to have just a little bit, a little bit of different colors. And then I'm coming in with this navy blue. Oh, what happened? Oh, it squirted into the cap. So I just want to make sure we have enough of this on here. So the reason I'm doing the thinner color for the background is because we're going to blow this with the hair dryer. All right, that should be enough. We get this on here. Let me wipe this off because it squirted out funny. There must have been something in the lid. All right, now I'm going to get my little blow dryer. You don't want to use heat here, and my hair dryer has heat. And then we're just going to kind of hold this and kind of blow it out. I'll try to do it where you could see. See how easily that blows? And I'm going to try and get most of it off so that I don't get, so that it doesn't swing back towards the center and cover my planet when I take this off. And I will say, always pays to do a practice piece before you go big. Because that thing last night was a nightmare. It really was a nightmare. So I was not happy with that at all. Now we are getting some cells because there's US FLOETROL in that in the thinner paint, in this background paint. Now I'm just going for composition right now. See, that black is starting to spread out and about, so I want to kind of get that spread out evenly, sort of. So you just keep going till you get a look that you like. And I think I have some black. I need a little bit more right here. There. Alright, so that needs to be a little bit more wispy right there. Alright, let me look. I like this. I think I like it. So now I'm going to take, and right now we're going to make sure we've got all our edges covered. I can pick some of this up. It's amazing how much easier this is going today. Like I always, practice small first on something that you're doing that's new. Otherwise, you'll be sorry. It's very rare that something works the first time. Like very, very rare. Okay. We're almost ready. And you really need to be careful about how much paint you put down, because don't forget, we're not spinning this. We can't spin it. or we will lose our planet. A little bit more. Almost there. One more side. Okay. Now, we're going to do something else. We're going to add some stars to this. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to take a little paintbrush, something foofy. We're going to take a little plate. We're going to squirt some white paint on it. We don't need much, just a little bit. I've kind of got, this is the Dutch pour mixture. And we're just going to tap, tap, tap. Works better if you tap from underneath. The other thing I had last night, I had too much base paint too. Too much of the outer paint. And so my little stars kind of sunk down into it and you couldn't see them very well. Now you can always add some more after it's dry, after we've kind of cleaned it up, because your edge, I got paint going all over the place. Your edge is not going to be perfect. So we're going to have to come in here with a little brush probably and fix up that circular edge after it's dry. All right, I think I like this. Oh, a little more right here. I want those stars to be really noticeable. All right, I like that. That is sufficient. So now, what we're going to do, let's look at it one. Oh, this is much better than last night. So we're going to grab this and take it off. It may be stuck. And pull it away really quick. Look at that. Okay, so I didn't pull straight. This is much better than last night. I didn't pull straight up, so I've kind of got this coming in, but we can touch that up with paint later. Let me set this down. Isn't that cool? Is this not cool? I saw this and I knew I had to try it. So I'm just going to pop whatever bubbles I see. They're out here on the edge because there was a suction there. This is neat. So now I'm trying to decide. I think I want to add a few stars in the center over the planet. So let's get that again. Because they kind of look silly just being out here. Not many, just a few to give it some depth. How's that? I think that's cute. So we're going to let this dry. Yes, this is the way to do it. No pillow, white background, black background, nothing. You're just putting the paints right on a canvas. Because that pillow just made too much paint. It made everything run. I didn't end up with a nice circle. Here, I'll show you again. For those that might be tuning in late, this is what you get when you have a pillow and too much paint. It just moves, it spreads, and not good. So try number 2. This one worked perfectly. That's what I recommend doing. Now, you could also use a little blow dryer at this point and just gently, ever so gently, blow the stars, and they'll kind of dash out and give you a look of a shooting star or a comet. I'm not going to do that because I don't want that right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it dry. Then I'm going to come back in and add on to this video and show you how we kind of touch this up. Actually, we might not even really need to touch it up much, because you know, when you look up at the moon, you see it's not perfect. It doesn't have perfect edges, but I'm going to touch it up a little bit. So I will let you go for now. I'll see you back not in a little bit tomorrow or the next day after this is dry. All right, take care. I'll be right back. Hi everybody. Okay, this is how our new planet dried. Don't forget, we're not using the Dutch pour consistency. We are using the Bloom consistency paints to do this. I drizzled this on, and that works much better. Bloom consistency is too thin. So, now it's time to touch this up. I do not like, I don't know what it is with the black that I mixed, but it's got a different sheen to it. It's shinier, and I don't like it. So I'm not dealing with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my little bowl back on. We are going to redo the background with blue and purple only. So I'm just going to squirt some of this on the blue, more around the bowl itself. We're going to blow this out again. And then I'm going to add a little bit of purple out around the edges. But I do want to cover up that black because I don't like how it dried. I'm not sure why or what happened there, but I don't like it. So we're just going to kind of blow this out around the edge. I need some more. This little bottle is giving me fits. There must be something in there that is you know, such bad luck here lately. Oh, now this is frustrating me. So we're going to gently pour some around here. Using way more than I need because I'm pouring and I pour too much. And I do want to get this pretty thin because I don't want it migrating back onto the planet. So we're going to make sure we get it spread out enough. We keep learning together here. So I'm just going to go around the bowl and make sure I get that off enough. Because I don't, when I pick up the bowl, we don't want it going back over. Because I do like what we have there. There's a gooper right here. Get that out of there. Got it. Okay, now I'm just going to add just a little bit of purple out here. We're going to kind of I don't like that either. Not doing it. Jeez, what a nightmare this is turning into. It'll be okay. A little bit isn't bad. I just don't like that stark color. I like it just blue. And this is okay, this little bit over here, I don't mind that. Alright, so now we're going to finish this off. I'm going to lift. Oh. Alright. I don't like structured paintings. So, we're going to take and scoop that off like so. That worked amazingly. Thank goodness. That's nice. Let's get this little bit right here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin it and get it spreading out so it's not staying there by the planet. Just going to go around, get my edges. Yes, I do not like having the mixed background. That's better. Okay, so we got that. We can touch it up if we need to with the paintbrush. I'm going to spin again. I may even put a little sponge or something under the center when while it's drying, so that doesn't go back in there. And now let me put my lid on my blue again, get it out of my way. Got to work on that. It's got some kind of something stuck in the little nozzle. Okay, and then I just have I put some white, some pink, and some purple paint here to do our stars. And that is easier to control, to me, than putting the color directly on the background. So I'm just going to throw in some stars. And I want the stars to be on top of the planet too. And it's okay if some are bigger and some are smaller. Now I'm going to get some white. Too much right here. Oh my gosh. All right, we'll touch that up with the paintbrush. Just a little more white, but not so much. There, that's better. All right, we're going to leave it. Leave it there. I think this is doable. We will come in when it's all dry and just touch up with a paintbrush, and you will see the finished product soon. Okay, bye-bye everybody. Okay, this is the finished product. It's almost done. It's still drying. I went and outlined on the left with some white and just smudged it out with my finger. So that's like where the light is coming from, and some dark on the right. Once this dries, I will varnish it, and I will include a picture of the completed look. It was fun. I like that I'm going to show you the other one from my other video. That's this one. This was the one that I did with the Dutch pour recipe. So much thinner. It's got some cells that were created because there's, excuse me, American FLOETROL in it. This one was my balloon paints that I put down that were thicker. It held its shape better. It was much easier to work with, but you don't get as many of the cells. So those little dots in there are the stars that I threw in. So and the circle around the moon that you could see, like the dark blue, that will disappear once we varnish. So I like it. I don't know which one I like better. Let me know which you like better. This is the balloon paint, and this, I should turn it the right way. This is the Dutch pour paint, the thinner. So let me know which one you like better. I think I kind of like this one better, although it was harder to work with. But there we go. So if you learned something, if you enjoyed the videos, if you enjoyed the experiment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, throw your comments in the comment section, and I'll see you later. Okay, thanks.